Sometimes people ask me, why birds? Why photography? And it's hard to explain. There's something about getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, driving in the dark with the anticipation of what's about to happen. For me, it's my happy place. For me, I just seem to calm down and every other worry just disappears. And then I get to the location and I look around, I hear the birds, I can hear the frogs, hear the cockatoos, and it just brings me immediate peace. And then you see the sun and the colour start to change in the sky. And as the sun starts rising, everything seems to come alive. And sometimes you're the only person there. Why would you want to be in bed when you could be witnessing this? Well, g'day, good morning, and welcome to the channel. Today I'm in my happy place, I'm out in the field, and today's all about just gratitude. It's about being thankful for being alive and thankful for this channel and thankful for photography. And so what I'm doing is I'm going right back to the beginning. I've got my old Canon 40D. It's 17 years old, this camera. This is what started my passion for bird photography. So every year I come out into the field and just remind myself why I do this and why I love this. I'm not worrying about gear. I'm not worrying about views on YouTube. I'm just purely here to enjoy myself. And I'm going to do that with this old 40D and my old 400 5.6. And I just want to share with you the absolutely amazing place this is. It's made me smile. Look at all these birds, these ducks flying around. The sun is just coming up. We've got cockatoos flying. Absolutely stunning. And where do I start? There's actually a landscape shot. Not that I'm a landscape photographer, but there's a tree on a hill. Whether that works or not, I don't know, but the sun is definitely hitting this lone eucalypt tree. We've got some tracks leading up to it. There's sheep up there. There's no birds, but we'll start with the landscape. What else have we got? What I can see is there's some kangaroos feeding on the other side of this little lake. So we might try and see if we can't photograph some kangaroos. Let's go and do that. There's a young kangaroo right here. That's awesome. That was cool. We've got a couple of kangaroos to start off with. What a beautiful scene that is. Gotta love kangaroos. We've got 3 cockatoos on this branch and we've got nice clouds behind them. So I'm just making my way a little bit closer. Beautiful light on them. I'd love to see the crest up because oh, here we go. What a beautiful scene. We've got these 4 cockatoos with beautiful cloud behind them. Oh, this is awesome. Annoyingly, I forgot my gumboots. So I've got very wet feet. Well, that was a lot of fun. We just had some cockatoos in a tree, beautiful light. We had some cockatoos flying in the sky and we've got these pretty cool clouds. And I'm hoping that those clouds will make for a dynamic, interesting scene. Either way, I'm having an absolute blast. There's some ducks that have landed in here. We've still got those kangaroos, so we might go over to the water. At the moment, I'm just waiting for something to happen. I'm just waiting for some birds to fly past or something to catch my eye, you know. So I'm constantly scanning. Oh. Just so happens we had a kangaroo come bounding through the scene there. You know, often what I have to tell myself is to not get too worried about if you don't get shots. Often these things just happen almost organically, just by being out here you've increased your odds, and if you can just enjoy what you're seeing, and then hopefully the photos will come after that. I've got to go back old school DSLR. When I take a photo I push play, check the histogram, make sure the exposure's right. I think we take it for granted now on mirrorless how the exposure's in the EVF. We've got some galahs. I can see a couple of cockatoos poking their head out of a hollow, so let's go and investigate that. Back for a little bit of a walk. We've got a couple of grebes here. Get myself down nice and low. Nice scene with grebes in it. What I'm loving is all these clouds. Like, these clouds are incredible and they make for a very interesting background. So what I want to try and focus on is either getting a bird in flight with these cool clouds, or perhaps just getting a cockatoo or something. So we're going to make our way over towards where the cockatoos are and see if we can't make the most of this amazing sky. How much battery? Oh, we're almost out of battery. I better go and get a spare battery. Rookie mistake. You know, we take kangaroos for granted because they are quite common, but they're very cool. You know, growing up in New Zealand, kangaroos are always very Australian, obviously, and to see them all the time is quite cool. Oh, we've got two cockatoos on this branch. Oh, it's amazing. Oh. Oh, oh, we've hit the buffer. Oh, the action's just happening in front of us. I'm not quite sure how to explain what just happened. Like, you know, you always have your fingers crossed that some sort of action or some sort of behaviour will unfold in front of you, and that's exactly what happened. I had the cockatoo and it was on this branch and it was just displaying, like it was calling, and I'm going, there's a high chance that it will continue to do that. So I've gone a bit closer, and I've taken some shots, and then a second bird has come down onto that same perch and they've displayed in front of each other. And even though I've only at 6 frames per second or whatever it was, I think I still got the moment that they were interacting with each other with the crest up. And we just rattled off some shots. I was very conscious of my exposure because I can't see the exposure in the viewfinder. I'm constantly worried about blowing those whites on this cockatoo. So I underexposed it. So hopefully the whites were okay. And hopefully we captured that action, because that's what I'm going for. That's what I love. And the fact that I get to witness this moment in my viewfinder and just the sound of this old shutter. It's a bit of nostalgia when I hear the shutter on this camera. It takes me back to when I first started and the joy I had of just discovering new birds and just going out every chance I had with my camera and just being absolutely enamored with... Oh, I've got a massive flock. I can't even talk to the camera because I'm just getting sidetracked by birds, and I love that, absolutely love that. My core joy is being out with whatever camera I have, and hopefully you can see that today in this video. You know, for me, I'd much rather be out here than in my studio, that's for sure. So I do get asked a bit, why don't I get out in the field more? Why don't I travel? Why don't I go overseas and, you know, do all these things you see other YouTubers doing? Why do I keep coming back to this location? And fundamentally it comes down to, I am a primary carer for someone who needs my assistance almost full time. So I'm unable to go away at the moment or do any of those things. So my focus is at looking after my loved one, and when I get a chance I come out to local areas like this. If you're someone who's unable to come out, I hope you do appreciate me sharing this with you so that you can at least experience it from wherever you are. And obviously my thoughts go out to all the carers out there that are looking after people who are sick. You know, your life changes completely when this happens. I don't want to get too emotional, but my one message is, if you're able to get out in the field and you're able to do things with your partner, do them now, because you never know when it'll be the last time. You'll never know when you won't be able to go out and experience things with them. So I highly encourage you to, whenever you can, get out with whoever you love, because you may one day not be able to do that. So yeah, all right, so I don't want to get upset. So all right, let's find something to photograph. So just had a little male and female fairy-wren hopping around on this burnt out log, and I've just simply moved, and I talk about this all the time. So the sun's over here, the birds are in front of me, so I've just made my way around and then started walking towards the fairy-wrens, and I'm constantly looking at that background. How can I change? The first few shots I wasn't exactly happy, and so I've just lowered myself to change my background, and that's what I'm doing constantly, is just looking at the scene, what's behind it, what's in front of it, how can we change this, and just go about doing that. And if you can do that every time you take a photo, hopefully it will improve your shots, just constantly thinking about your background, etc. I'm just laughing to myself because I possibly just got a really nice bird in flight shot of a cockatoo with its wings up, nice and close, flying straight past me. And when I think about it, this camera has 9 autofocus points. It's 10 megapixels. It doesn't have any bird eye tracking. It's a basic DSLR, and I think I nailed a bird in flight shot. You know, it's one of those things, isn't it? We always want and crave the latest and greatest, but if we can just be satisfied and happy with what we have, maybe we'd enjoy ourselves more. Don't get me wrong, the new gear definitely helps you to get better shots, and I wouldn't go backwards, but I don't want you thinking you have to have the best gear. And many of you already know this, many of you are taking wonderful shots with older gear, and that makes me happy. And I just don't want there to be a barrier to entry for anyone if you're starting out thinking you need the greatest things, when you can come out to a place like this and enjoy yourself with a $40 camera. Just had a whole heap of swallows turn up. All right, I think it's time for me to stop taking photos and bring this session to an end. I've had an absolute blast this morning. I hope you enjoyed it. It was definitely extremely refreshing for me just to come out with this really old camera. You know, without this camera I wouldn't have this channel, and so I'm very fond of it. Highly encourage all of you to get out with the camera you have and just keep working on your technique. Keep taking photos of birds or wildlife or whatever you see, and just enjoy yourself. And I want to thank everybody for the support. I'm overwhelmed again with how many people watch these videos and how many of you just give me such lovely feedback. I really do appreciate it. So on reflection, 2024 has been a great year, but a challenging one at the same time. I've definitely struggled for motivation for this channel. There's a number of reasons why that is, but fingers crossed 2025 will be a little bit more productive and a little bit more focused and a lot more of me out in the field. So if you like that sort of video, obviously subscribe, leave me some comments below. And until the next video, happy birding, take care, and see you later.